The European Union is concerned about the situation in Russia because of certain restrictions on democratic liberties, such as free press. Do you understand the EU's concerns?
Понимаю, это давняя традиция европейских стран. Навязывать свои стандарты и правила.
I understand them. That's a long-standing tradition of European countries. They impose their standards and rules on others. Remember what happened during the colonization period, say in Africa. I get the impression that this old tradition has transformed into democratization. Europeans and our Western partners in general like to use this method whenever they want to get a tighter grip on a certain region. As for violations, they happen everywhere. Let's take, for example, human rights violations in the French penitentiary system, in French prisons. Yes, there are violations, and we should fight against them. In fact, I think even in the Russian political system, there are certain things that need to be adjusted or corrected or enhanced. But that's a natural process by which our society becomes mature. Look at our past. Initially we had the Tsar, then Stalin, and then the communist regime. It wasn't until the early 1990s that we started building a society based on different principles. It takes time.
Do you think the democratic model, the Western model, is not very good for Russia at this point?
Can you explain to me what you mean by the Western democratic model? There's one model in France and a different model in the US. At some point in the past, I had a lot of discussions with my American colleagues. I would ask them, how come the majority of your people voted for one person, yet another person becomes president? That's because they have the Electoral College. My American colleagues replied to me, don't touch this thing. We've got used to this system and we won't change it. So we don't lecture them. Well, what makes you think you can lecture us? We can decide for ourselves what we should do.